Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here with myself Charlie. Right, Saturday night is the big one for British super lightweight Dalton Smith. He takes on Subriel Matias of Puerto Rico for the WBC super lightweight title in New York. There's so much to talk about with this fight, both in and out of the ring. I think firstly it's important to start with out the ring and what's happened there, because 41.95 apparently is the pay-per-view price for this. It's far too much. And I really feel for Dalton Smith because, listen, I've never met him, but I get the impression from interviews he's done that he's a really likeable character. He speaks really well on boxing. I follow him on Instagram as well, and he's really, he's got a good bond with his dad. Obviously, that Sheffield gym where a few fighters now have gone. To have this fight probably with very limited to no eyes on it is, quite frankly, disappointing for him, but also I think disgraceful on the part of his promoters, Matchroom. I really think Eddie Hearn has missed the ball on this one, or missed the boat on this one, because if he'd have won the purse bids, they could have had this fight in England, probably in Yorkshire. It would have sold out. I said on my video about Callum Simpson the other week, well, last year now, that I thought Yorkshire is lacking that start. Probably hasn't had one since Kell Brook and Josh Warrington. Yorkshire's cried out for a boxing superstar. See, they had Dave Allen, but Dalton Smith's genuinely world class. To have this fight in front of what looks like quite an empty arena as well. There's a lot of tickets going. That it's not going to be a sellout in New York, and then to have it behind on pay-per-view is just the ice on the cake. You've got to feel for Dalton Smith on this, because I think he's been hard done by in that aspect. If he does win, it's probably not going to be watched by many people. There's also, of course, the Matias drug test fail, which, in my eyes, I think in many boxing fans' eyes, is a disgrace. Should he be allowed back in the ring? Probably not, but he's going to be, and that's that. There's no other way to describe these drug tests. The boxing authorities need to get a hold of it, but they don't, because that would require them to be semi-competent. And also, that would mean that they have to get their hands dirty, and we know that they're not very good at doing that. It's really disappointing for me that, like I say, an organisation has took this and gone, look, we'll let you fight. It's dangerous. This is a sport where people lose their livelihoods, lose their lives. Matias is failed a drug test, but it was something to do with he was below the threshold, which, I mean, I don't even know how that works. At this point, I think they just find excuses for the sake of finding excuses. As for in the ring, it's a really intriguing fight. Matias, we know, is a devastating puncher. Whether that's been doing that clean or dirty, we don't know. But he is a really devastating puncher. He beat Alberto Puello on that Yankee Stadium card in New York. He was fantastic that night. I thought that fight was a fantastic fight. In general, it was a real war of attrition. We know he's impressive in terms of his power punching, but I do think he's probably vulnerable to being outboxed. Liam Parra showed that when he went to Puerto Rico and did it himself. So it's really a 50-50, a genuine 50-50. Smith's level of opposition, I would say, has probably not been what it should have been for a world title fight. That 140 division is red hot, but Matias is, like I say, vulnerable to being outboxed. My heart says Smith. I can't decide in my head. I was going to say my head says Matias, but it doesn't actually. I think Dalton Smith might do it. And if he does do it, I would love him to bring the belt back to the UK. Then finally, hopefully, we could get the Adam Azim fight. And Adam Azim fights on January 31st against Gustavo Lemos. That's a good fight. The copper box. Lemos, some people feel he beat Richardson Hitchens. Then hopefully he comes through that and we could get this huge British super lightweight clash on. I think that's what all as fans we are hoping for. Would be a great fight to have in the UK in 2026. As always, guys, please let us know what you think. Please like, comment and subscribe as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. I've been Charlie. This is Full House Sports. Have a great day.